Morning guys, welcome to a new episode of Proper People. We are here in the heart of Lancaster and we have come to visit Atkinsons Coffee. Only about 25 miles away from LANX. Let's go find out about the history and heritage of the brand. How you roast coffee? Behind this unassuming storefront on China Street is a place with nearly 200 years of history. Atkinsons Coffee has built a name for quality, craft and innovation, earning its spot as one of the UK's oldest coffee roasters. But how did it all begin? Let's hear from Ian Steele, keeper of the flame and the man behind it all.
Thomas Atkinson set up the Grasshopper Tea Warehouse on the 6th of October 1837. There were already 6 other tea merchants in the town, so quite a competitive market. But he wasn't just satisfied with being a tea warehouse. On that original ad that's on the quarter page, on the front page of the Lancaster Guardian, 7th of October, opening the Grasshopper Tea Warehouse, also for the sale of coffee, chocolate, refined sugars and spices. So these drawers that you see behind me, they would have contained all the different spices from all over the trading empire.
When Ian and his family took over Atkinsons in 2005, they had a big job on their hands. How do you bring a historic business into the modern era without losing what makes it unique? One of the first things they had to tackle was their roasting setup. But what was wrong with the old machines?
So this is an old tea blender. These are some of the bases of the roasting machines that I used to roast on, Richard. And these are the incredible, the flywheels and the belts and the chains. They started to become a bit more of a liability. It was filthy and smelly and dangerous as well. You know, I didn't really want to hand it over to anybody else to actually try and work. I decided we'd go with something really, really future-proof. And we bought the world's most ecological roaster. It uses 80% less energy than the old ones or conventional roasters do. And it's completely clean, has a tiny puff of emissions at the end of the roast that goes out in 20-second burst. But apart from that, it reuses all the energy that it takes from its little tiny flame, an 800 degree flame that goes into the cyclone and into the drum, and we there control it on like an Etch-a-Sketch. Yeah. No, it's a profile roast on the computer.
For Ian and his family, sustainability isn't just a box to tick. It's part of everything that they do. Whether it's working directly with small farmers, cutting down on waste, or making their roasting process more eco-friendly. But how is every decision made with the bigger picture in mind?
We felt that there was one overarching certification that appealed to us, and it's a thing called B-Corp. And that was something we worked hard on for 2.5 years, my son Maitland and I, during in and out of lockdowns, and really a rigorous process that made you measure what you're doing. And I really liked that idea. All the waste coffee grounds we segregate now, so that it goes into a separate bag and it gets taken away and used in a biodigester. So that's kind of like the holy grail of turning your waste into energy. Rootling around on the internet, and I found this report on an intern that had done a study on seagrass under Morecambe Bay being reclaimed. It was a restoration project. At the end of the report it said how they sow these seeds. Bingo, they sow them on Hessian sacks. It's the best thing. So we can imagine carpeting Morecambe Bay with Hessian sacks and all these seedlings coming up and turning it into an undersea meadow, which is a huge carbon sink. It's a better carbon sink than some of the forests on land, to have that waving around underneath Morecambe Bay on a load of Brazilian coffee sacks with Atkinsons stamped on it. Fantastic.
Atkinsons isn't just about roasting great coffee, it's about bringing people together. And the hall is a perfect example. Once a 1930s parish hall, it's now a welcoming cafe where students, families and locals all come to enjoy a proper brew.
What we found when we scoured out a drug and alcohol abuse clinic to reveal this fantastic 1930s parish hall. And so it's got a lot of the original features, beautiful Canadian maple parquet floor, and it's become a community, and I just love the spread of demographic we get in there. 2021 we won the best food and drink eating establishment in the Northwest in family business. We were up against Michelin-starred chefs, so the product is a humble toasty, and a bowl of soup. Everything's on site, so we've got a bakery now as well that also makes all the cakes and the sandwiches and so on.
How many farms do you have to work with to sustain consumption?
So I know a couple of golden rules of 80-20. There's 80% of the world's coffee is controlled by just 5 mega corporations.
That's the world we live in today.
Yeah, and 80% of the world's coffee is farmed by farmers who've got an acre of land or less.
Wow.
Real small holdings. So when I say we work with single farms, sometimes we work with single co-ops or mills that are central to an area, and then it could be 2,000 or more farms that bring their cherries into the central mill when it's being harvested.
Cheers.
Ooh.
What have we got?
I've got to try and guess, haven't I? You didn't tell me.
As a layman, this doesn't taste like coffee.
Right, no. This is what we get excited about as roasters.
Yeah.
You can always coffee all the time. Oh, here's one that doesn't taste
Here's
like
one
it.
that doesn't taste like everything else.
There's a bit of that about it, yeah. This has still got a reasonable amount of acidity to it, but it's sort of soft, and it's like, we talk about bergamot with a key note. It's a bit like an Earl Grey.
Yeah, it's floral.
Tea-like, isn't it? Floral, yeah.
Every step from sourcing to roasting to serving is about keeping a 19th century tradition alive while still utilising modern technology. So after 2 centuries, what does Atkinsons mean to the people behind it?
Genuinely, I feel, for the community, and we're very proud of the county. And I've been to the Houses of Parliament representing Lancashire and made in Lancashire. We're going strong on that, even though it's come from all over the world. It's a tradition that's come about from having the key down on the loon and bringing the coffee and tea, all that long tradition. I could have gone to the edge of town and put a unit up, on some industrial estate and stuck a roaster in that. It would have been a lot easier. But instead, we chose to make this incredible building, this invisible building between the shop and the cafe, to house the roaster and house all the online and wholesale departments. That's investing in that's an exemplar. That's to let people see this is what you can achieve inside the city. If you've got some gotty space, why not do something good with it like this? We stick our heads above the parapets and try and get attract all the ideas and innovations that we can. Proper hospitality for proper people.